My heart starts to bleed when I feel the need to hold you in my arms. And hey guys, hey, this is Nay. Follow me on IG, Periscope, Twitter, Spreaker, and support me on Patreon and NayRob on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, comment respectfully, and subscribe. Please hit that notification bell down to the right so you can be notified of all of my up and coming videos. Now, let's talk about the Queen Supreme Court and Pose. Okay, guys, if you were watching last night, like I was watching last night, I'm sure all of you all was like, what the fuck is going on here? What the hell is going on? Those of you who don't know who the co-host was or the co-judge or the, visiting judge, name. His name is Messy C, right? I just found out last night that his name was Clarence Yarborough, right? He is originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it's strange because he's kind of an internet sensation, or that's how he became Insta famous. But he didn't get like the numbers like how a DC Young Fly would, or who else, or a Super or a Tokyo Vanity. I don't even think he got, maybe, I don't know, but he's a bit much, because I followed him probably like a couple of years ago. And it wasn't that I was following him because I thought that he was interesting. I followed him because I was like always confused when I looked at him. Maybe at the time he had 3. I'm not sure. I think some other woman just gave him another baby. But I knew that he had 3 kids, but his behavior and his mannerisms was always so feminine or overly feminine that I was like, how does that work? Like, who are y'all fighting for the bottom? In Atlanta. And he actually works on either a radio show or a podcast with Chyna. Okay, Chyna Joe, my other favorite co-host for Maddie's Queen Supreme Court. And he said that it was 4 people inside of him. I said, you know what, you sure are. It sure is. It's 4 motherfuckers inside of you, and they all fighting to get out at the same time. And I've said before, I don't like people that need attention. Those people annoy the fuck. So then we're going to get into the actual docket, right? We talked about Amber and Blac Chyna. And they said what I felt. Them two just might as well get together. They just might as well be a couple together, because I'm pretty sure that they're like on the same level in regards to they've been around enough that nobody's going to take them serious, or no real dude is going to take them serious, or somebody of their age, or, an OG, somebody that knows better is not going to want to pick them up. Unless it's to make them their bottom bitch. That's just the fact of it. So, like I said, what they have to do is they have to really go real young to get them somebody to be interested in them. And I'm not even sure if that may work anymore after what's his name? 21 Savage dumped her, and YBN Almighty dumped Blac Chyna. Okay, I said, damn, they both got dumped by their young dudes. They either have to go really young, really old, or they have to go gay. That's just what happened. Do like what Mimi Faust did. Get you old, what's my girl name? Ty Young. Get you old Ty Young. Them bulldaggers, they don't really care. They don't care. They don't care. They just be happy to get them a beautiful woman that look nice. I know. I done seen it happen 100 times. I'm like, what? You rather pick that bag? You rather pick her over me? All of this? You want that? Child, life is so crazy. Okay, it's crazy. Nicki Minaj and Maddie's not having that. I don't care what we talking about, who we talking about. Maddie is not having that. Okay, she's cut. What you won't do is talk about Nicki, because Nicki had that blue magic holding down that one side. There. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a wig. I don't know. And Messy C being so extra. Let me say something. He was horrifically extra throughout. Again, I will say what rubs me the wrong way about anybody that needs attention and that will jump off a bridge to get it, it's just annoying to me. I'm sorry. Like, I like Messy C in a way of, I feel like when he's at a great, like when he's on his radio show, I love him. You know, he might be a little bit over the top, a little bit, you know, like he's not that habitual line stepper when he's doing his show. But when he's outside of his show and he in that character, when he got them wigs and bras and, you know, he tooting that booty out. Yeah, he's. And we get to Anita Baker. Okay. And Maddie was giving Anita Baker props, saying the legendary Anita Baker. And what I found, I'm like, I can't even believe Messy C is doing this, but I believe that he was doing it just being extra again to get the attention on him. Maddie was like, so you don't know none of Anita Baker's songs? And he was like, I don't know her. I like her. I know who she is, but I don't know none of her songs per se. I'm sorry, I take that back. I don't know none of her songs. The whole place was like, wait a minute, in amazement. But like I said, he does so much to get all the focus on him that I'm not surprised. And that's dangerous to me. People like that be like, you be like, what the? So he acknowledged Anita Baker, but he didn't know none of her songs. I said, that is an entire fool. Right. Did y'all call her Park Patty? Patty Park? Something like that? The second young lady that called and snitched on the little girl that was selling water. And I was like saying to myself, I'm so confused with this. Like, okay, so you mad at the little girl for selling water, but are you mad at the Girl Scouts for selling cookies? How does that work? The blowjob mom, the mom that saved her family's life by going down on the guy with the gun. I didn't think it was real. It could be real. I don't know. You know, like if I was a wife, well, I am a wife, but if I was a wife with a family, I mean, would I be opposed to going down on some dude that was threatening harm to my family? That's a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure if you're working with somebody crazy or something like that, I'm sure, you know, it has happened before. So I can't say that it's unrealistic to believe that something like that can happen. I'm sure it has happened before, but I don't know if it happened. And again, Messy C put it towards him. He was talking about the short bus and he got sentimental there. I think he was drunk. I think he was like beyond his normal Messy C character. He was drunk in addition to it. I mean, it was rough, you know. Like, it was times where Maddie had to tell him to calm down or, you know, relax or, you know, wait a minute, let's find out what's going on first. And I just was like, I would have to mace his ass. Like, I would have to fucking mace him. What I would do is I would send a note to Craig. Craig, when you bring him back his drink, make sure you put some ZQL in that shit so that ninja could calm down. Because he need to be still. Okay, he need to be still. But then he was talking about how the other day he had popped some kind of pill, and I'm like, I don't even know if if anything that comes out his mouth is true, because he's just so extra, guys. He is so freaking. They were saying on the show, you know, the Melania Trump jacket that says "I don't care, do you?" Something was so weird about that when I read it. I'm like, is that what's that word? Has that been like changed? It's no way that she could be going to visit the children with that on. Like, I believe that somebody found the picture and changed it and put those words on the back. But they were saying that it's actually a real jacket and that whoever it was that styled him or styled her set her up. I see it. So now we're going to get to Pose, right? Another situation where I felt like they needed to put a dart in Messy C's neck, right? So Maddie acknowledged that Janet Mock, one of the producers and directors or writers of the show, along with Ryan Murphy, is, you know, it's a show that we all need to support because the ratings are failing, right? But what Maddie said that she was going to do was she said that she was going to go upstairs and turn the TV on and leave it on so that they can get that particular, you know, view. Okay. The problem is this, and I said the same thing, right? I feel like the ultimate storyline, which is AIDS, HIV, is so overbearing in the show that it's hard for people to want to look at the show. It's been signed on for a second season, but they have to get away from the AIDS storyline. It's kind of unnerving because we're in a point now where people are living with it. And I understand that you still want to acknowledge those that died from it, but not so much so that every time we have a show, we're talking about AIDS. And that could be their ultimate goal, to show, you know, the plight of the person with AIDS in the 80s. But, you know, I think Maddie is right. It's kind of turning people off with how much we feel like it's being, everything else that's going on in the movie, I feel like it's being absolutely overshadowed by the AIDS storyline. Okay. So are any of you guys watching it? And how would you all feel about me doing reviews on Pose? I like Pose. I really do. I do. It's just, you know, sometimes there's scenes and I'm like, God damn, we gotta be talking about this shit again, because it's a sad thing. Believe me, if you was in a movie or in a show and they were always talking about some kind of sickness or illness, it would become depressing. Remember this: the same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people you meet on the way down. Naysayers, my patron loves. Have a good one. Deuce.